All right, team, let's get started. Welcome to your security briefing on Codatta Identity. I need your full attention, because what we're talking about today is the bedrock of our entire system. How you handle identity affects everything we build. So let's just boil it all down to a single question. This is the core problem we're all here to solve. How do we create an ironclad link between an action and an actor? And how do we do it in a way that's permanent, but also respects privacy? This is job one. So when we say identity in our world, this is exactly what we mean. It's not some fuzzy concept. It's not just a username. It is the unbreakable cryptographic link between an actor and what they do. This link is what lets us sign contributions, handle staking, and of course, get everyone paid accurately.
Okay, let's dive into the core principles. We're going to start with the fundamental building blocks, the primitives that you'll be using every single day.
You've got four main types of identity primitives to work with. The most basic, and the one you'll see a ton, is a simple wallet address. Pretty straightforward. Then we've got W3C DIDs, decentralized identifiers, which give you a more structured, interoperable identity. For your teams, you're going to use an organization identity. And this is crucial. For any bots or automated systems, you absolutely must use an autonomous agent identity. No cutting corners there. All right, so we have our primitives, but, just having an identity isn't enough. We need a way to figure out how much we can actually trust it. And that's all about building and proving that identity over time. I want you to think about identity as a spectrum, not like an on-off switch. It's more like a ladder. You can start at the bottom, and as you climb, you progressively build up the level of trust and assurance tied to your identity. The higher you climb, the more you can do. And here's that ladder. The first rung, where almost everyone starts, is pseudonymous. All you're doing is proving you control a private key. That's it. This is our default for most work. Step up, and you can link accounts like your email or GitHub, mostly for recovery. The next level up is a big one, verifiable credentials. This is where a third party attests to a specific skill or license you have. And right at the very top, you've got full KYC or KYB. That's for regulated, high-value stuff. Now, this really gets to the heart of the matter. It's a trade-off. On one side, you have maximum privacy, pseudonymous identity, minimal disclosure. It's perfect for open, permissionless work. On the other side, you have maximum assurance. This is what unlocks the high-impact, regulated work, but it requires you to prove claims about yourself. The beauty is, our system is built to handle both ends of the spectrum. Okay, let's get practical. How do we actually use these identities? This next part is all about the mechanics of signing, managing your team's identity, and, really importantly, how we protect privacy. If you remember one rule from today, make it this one. This is a core, non-negotiable law of our system. Every single contribution fingerprint, every piece of work, is cryptographically signed. No signature, no contribution. It's that simple. This is how we guarantee that auditable link back to an actor. Now, for your teams, please listen up. We are not sharing a single private key. That is a disaster waiting to happen. Instead, you'll set up a primary organization identity. From there, you'll issue delegated keys to each person or agent on your team. This lets you set really granular permissions on-chain, and it means every action still traces back to an individual and then rolls up to the team. This is where our privacy model really shines. It's called selective disclosure. The idea is simple. You should be able to prove something specific about yourself, like being a licensed clinician, without having to reveal your entire identity. You just prove the one fact that's needed and nothing more. So how do we make that happen? Well, first, we default to pseudonymity. Second, we use those verifiable credentials to prove claims, not to just pass around raw personal info. And third, any sensitive data in the payload stays encrypted. The only way to decrypt it is if you're explicitly authorized by the system's policy. All right, final section. Let's bring it all home and talk about security and why all this effort matters. Because in our system, your security practices directly impact your on-chain reputation. Let me be completely direct about this. A high reputation identity is an incredibly valuable asset, and that makes it a target. It's on you to secure your keys. That means using hardware wallets for anything high value, and always following the principle of least privilege, especially for your autonomous agents. Look, it's not a matter of if a key gets compromised, it's a matter of when. You need to have this playbook burned into your memory. The moment you suspect a compromise, you generate a new key pair, and you update the link to your existing identity. The best part? Your history and reputation are totally preserved. All future actions just use the new, secure key, and the whole event is logged on-chain for everyone to see. So why are we so obsessive about all this? All these procedures, this rigor? It's not just security theater. It's about building real, tangible, and measurable trust across the entire network. And this is the payoff. It all boils down to this simple formula. Your reputation score is a direct result of two things: the verification level of your identity, how high up that ladder you are, plus your historical track record of doing good, accurate work. A well-secured, highly verified identity that does great work equals a high reputation, which means more access and more opportunity. If you walk away with nothing else today, remember these three promises. These are the invariants of our system. 1. All contributions are signed. 2. Disclosure is always minimal. 3. All identity history is auditable and immutable. These are the rules we never, ever break. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. As you're out there building your amazing autonomous agents, I want you to ask yourself this question. Is that agent's identity just as secure as my own? Because in this ecosystem, its actions and its reputation are ultimately your responsibility. Thanks, everyone.